All right. Well, obviously, very proud of the players. You know, it's been 2 hard weeks, and really proud of the way that they've stood together. Really proud of the way that the team stood together, and I think that we've gotten better each week. And certainly wasn't perfect tonight, but there were a lot of really good things, and thought they played like a team, which was really important to me. That first turnover down in the red zone, defense going out there and getting the stop, holding them to a field goal. That's really the culture we want to have. And having 96 yards rushing in the fourth quarter, that's the culture we want to have. They're putting games away with the run game. So a lot of things obviously in between. Had a couple guys go down with injuries. Ramir went down and Cam went down. Gabe went down at the end, so hopefully they'll all be okay. But a lot of credit to Northern Illinois. I was watching that Florida State-BC game today, seeing BC almost beat Florida State. After seeing these guys beat BC, we knew it would be a battle, and I thought our guys hung in there and did a good job.
When did you know that Heinrich was going to be the guy, and just how proud were you of his efforts stepping in and getting the guy?
Yeah, I think he practiced well on Tuesday, and then practiced well on Wednesday. Jeff really worked his tail off to come back and be ready to go, and showed an unbelievable team by being willing to practice on Friday. Was willing to go out there and be the third team quarterback, emergency quarterback. But I just think after we got done with Wednesday, we knew that it would be Heinrich, just because he was practicing pretty well. And then we got in the game, and Northern Illinois completely changed. They did some things just for Heinrich. I mean, they ran up the field, and so they really tried to take away the zone read game for us. They really tried to take away the counter game. Some of the things that we're pretty good at, they took away. So I thought Sat and Donnie made some really good adjustments on the sidelines, and found some formations that were good for us, and we were able to run the ball at the end.
How critical was that sequence where I think you started the drive on the 8 when it was 7-3, and you get it at the midfield and then the stop, and you took advantage of that short field. You flipped the field and made it 14-3 there.
Yeah, we played a lot in the first half on our side of the field, and that was, their punter I thought did a great job, and Ed brought a punt rush the one time we didn't get there, but we got some, and so then the next one, down there backed up, which led to points. I thought that was a pivotal drive, and I thought the 90-yard scoring drive, obviously, to take it 90 yards and just kind of the ball control, those were 2 good drives for us that were pivotal in the game.
When you have the defense that you do, how much confidence and comfort does that give you that you can put them out there in so many situations and maybe give your young quarterback time to find his sea legs out there?
Yeah, I mean, I challenge the defense. Think of this as a defensive team. When you play defense, people will often say it was an ugly game because everyone really just wants to see offense. But I mean, they're fun to watch. They're fun to be around, and they played to the very end. Unfortunately, and credit to them. They did just what I know they did just what we did last week. They played to the end. And Thomas Hammock wants to go win the MAC, and he's got his team ready. So I thought that was great by them. But yeah, I think for us, it allows you to say, hey, we can even if we go 3 and out here, we can trust our defense. We just wanted to protect the ball tonight, and after that early turnover, I thought we did, and just let the runs accumulate, let the field position tilt. But we had some aggressive passes. We hit the first play of the game. Or second play of the game, whatever it was. We hit Marcus. I thought that really loosened things up early. We hit Fedoni down in the end zone on the on the pass. So we let Heinrich spin it a little bit more than maybe we thought we would. But again, they were kind of doing some things to take away some runs. So, but the defense gives us a lot of confidence to play that way.
So what did you think of Heinrich's performance overall?
I'm so sorry.
What did you think of Heinrich's performance overall? Then leading rusher, didn't make many mistakes out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did what he was called upon to do. Like the rest of the team, there's a lot of things to improve. There were some throws where third down. I think one of the key. At one point we were 1 for 7 on third down, right? So that was one of the big things that was holding us back. And I thought we settled down and got some third downs later in the drive. His ability to run the quarterback draw, run the quarterback options. We started the game off with an option. I thought that wasn't done for anything other than just we wanted to get Heinrich going, and that slows down people's blitz packages. But there were some pivotal plays. Like there was I don't know if it was Ramir who it was. They brought max blitz and we checked into a quick little tailback screen, and early on in the first half we beat the blitz, and then second half we hit Gabe. Gabe stepped in. All those are Ramir's jobs, and Gabe stepped in. So I thought Heinrich did some really high level things. We'll just keep working with him.
Coach, you rushed for 96 yards in the fourth quarter. That's kind of the goal that you talked about in the offseason. What was it like to see the team perform and do that in the fourth?
Yeah, we always talk about fourth quarter shutout and 75 yards rushing in the fourth quarter. That's the formula to win. It was awesome to see Javen, I think that was Javen, right, jump up and intercept that ball. Unfortunately, I really respect their quarterback, and I hate, principals, we talk about going and blocking the quarterback, so, we just have to block him with just your hands. Principal, I don't think was trying to be disrespectful to him. I really respect Lombardi, but, that's kind of how we want to play at the end, right? Put some pressure on the other team, especially, I've never coached in an environment like that, with the crowd like that on our side, and, that really affected the game, I thought, too, so. But yeah, getting those rushes, finding some things. We found sort of the outside zone that was a good matchup for us, and the backs made the runs when they had to.
And I was about to team, but how do you
so wide
feel
open.
getting one under your belt, a win under your belt? I mean,
So sorry.
how do you feel about getting a win under your belt?
Yeah, I know for a lot of the fans and for a lot of people that care deeply about this program, this game was probably about having some hope that things are moving in the right direction. For the players, and I appreciate them, let me just say that. Like, I got on that bus today, we walked out to that bus, and I've never experienced anything like that, we got booed the first play of the game on offense. I've experienced that before, but I've never experienced the crowd and all those things. And that was great, I thought it was awesome, and I thought the crowd played a huge role today. And seeing all the kids at the tunnel walk and all those things, it's like before the game, Giff walked up to me and he said, Coach, no matter what, this will never get old. And I said, So I thought that was great. But I think the biggest thing, so as much as it would probably hope for a lot of people that this is working and moving in the right direction, for me, this was about belief. I believe that what we're doing is working. I believe we're doing it the right way. I believe that we could overcome, the first two games and being close but not close enough in the first one. So I thought the players showed a lot of belief, and they showed a lot of belief in each other. And that's, in today's day and age, sometimes that can be hard, but we have special players, and I was glad they got the win the way they got it. I mean, that's how we're going to play, and at least for right now. And on offense, I think the biggest thing that happened was they started to bring the plays to life, right? We weren't just executing like, Marcus makes a play, the backs make some plays, Bullock makes a play, Fedoni makes a play. The play Fedoni made on the sideline, that's who Thomas is. And so, we just got to keep going and keep driving that.
Matt, that start, I know you focus more on how you finish and how you start, but with a new quarterback, what did that do for the confidence of the team?
I think we needed that. Again, I'm not a big start fast guy because you're sitting there 7-3 and then you're 7-0, all of a sudden you fumble the next drive. It's like, all right, what's next? But I think our team probably needed a little juice like that. Our team needed that. And then I was probably, there was kind of some lulls after that, and then we sort of found, because we're just kind of growing up together. When you have, it's not like we're a team that can't run the ball, so we run the quarterback. Like, we're an zone option team. Like, we're going to do that. Like, it's part of our offense. So I don't care who the leading rusher is. Like, we're going to run all those guys. And I thought, those guys learning that people are going to play it differently every week, and you just have to keep probing until you find the right thing. Like finding the 4 wide zone read. We had a couple where if he pulled it, it would have been a touchdown. He finally pulled it, and we were out. So I was proud of all that.
What were your thoughts on Nash's performance tonight, especially in the first half?
I'll be honest with you. I can't sit here and tell you who played great on defense because it felt like they all did. I thought we had great interior pressure inside. Thought a couple times we were close to getting a sack, and we just gotta keep working those guys, getting their hands off. But we're playing so many guys on defense. We're just rolling guys in on defense, and everyone's kind of playing to a standard. And honestly, when you're, I don't know how many plays you play on defense tonight. When you play 58 plays and you're rotating guys, there's probably some guys that are starters that played, were starter caliber, that only played probably 15, 18, 20 snaps. So, but that's, we had a good night. So, but I thought, Nash is one of the stalwarts on our team, and he and Ty really set the tone inside.
Did you anticipate the defense being this on point in terms of its execution? They seem to know where things are going before the snap. They get there, the hustle, all that. Did you anticipate it being this good, this quick?
I think if you think back to me talking in preseason, I was always pretty confident about, people would ask me about the D-line, and I said, I think we're going to be okay, and I was always pretty confident. But, those guys have played a lot of football. Mike Dawson's I've known Dawson a long time. He's a heck of a football coach. Chenander's, Barrett Root, those guys are really good football coaches. So they played for really good coaches, and they know football, and they played a lot of football. So now you get Luke Reimer out there, he knew one scheme, and then he just kind of changes it, and they went through that change with Bill Bush, who's an unbelievable football coach. They played for some great coaches, and now they're coming in. It's a different scheme, but like tackling's tackling, running the ball's running to the ball. This isn't me I told our team this, and I think our team agrees. We have excellent players on the trade teams and the scout teams. We got Demetrius Bell and Quentin Nice. These guys are going to be unbelievable Huskers someday. So I think we practice really competitively. But I thought early on that the defense was going to be really tough to deal with. But we haven't even hit we had one Big Ten game. There's a lot more to be seen. We got to get better this week.
All good. Coach, I know it's premature, but all things considered, Jeff Sims. I know the fans want to know. Jeff Sims, if he's fully healthy next week, do you open this up as a competition, or is Jeff Sims still your guy?
Yeah, I think we figured out that both quarterbacks are good quarterbacks. I mean, the situation that Jeff Wynn played in the first 2 games was difficult, okay? And a lot of things that weren't his fault were pegged on Jeff Sims. So we got a lot of confidence in Jeff. We've known all along that Heinrich can play. We got a good situation. I won't talk any hypotheticals. I don't know who's going to be healthy, who's not. But I know we can win with both guys, and you guys know how I feel about Chubba. So I think we have a lot of players. I think the biggest thing for us is just continue to find the guys on offense who can make plays for the quarterbacks. So those runs that AG made at the end, Gabe made at the end. We just need to keep finding guys. All right. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Coach.
Heinrich, what was your week like? When did you know you were going to be the starter, and what emotions were you going through from then until the kickoff happened on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, Sunday, or even against Colorado, we knew Jeff was banged up. We didn't know how bad, but once I went into Colorado, I knew there might be the potential for me to start. So this whole week, I've just been preparing like I was the starter. Didn't know if Jeff was going to come back or not, or if he was going to be the starter. So just been preparing all week.
I know you're confident, but how good did it feel that first drive, just the way it went, and that first throw to Marcus and everything fell into place?
Yeah, it was awesome. Being out there for the first time in a night game, all the emotions and everything that I've worked up to this, being able to have that first drive end like that was, I don't think I could have ended it better.
On some of those quarterback runs, you might have the chance to, slide down, avoid some contact, but you went full ahead. Do you enjoy the physicality that comes with quarterback run game?
I do in the moment. Right now, it doesn't feel too good, but I know how much energy and what that can do to a team. Seeing your quarterback going out there full speed ahead, not slowing down, not hesitating. And that's something I've been working on since spring, running physical, because I know that I'm not the prototypical quarterback. I'm heavier, I'm faster, I'm stronger. So I'm going to use that to my advantage and try and push my teammates along.
Heinrich, a year ago, you weren't even traveling late in the year. Do you ever just think about how fast this all came? The previous staff didn't really have you in their plans, and knew when you're starting here. Just how surreal it was tonight for you.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. I think that is a testament to Coach Rule, the culture that he's built. If you put in work here, you will play. They're going to see talent. They're going to train you to the highest of your ability, and they're going to put you on the field if you deserve a shot. And so, yeah, this kind of yesterday, today, leading up to it, I really kind of took a little bit to just soak in like how far I've come. The work that I put in to be able to be in this situation, it was awesome.
Heinrich, how much bigger are you, and how much does that help? The roster still lists you at 215 pounds. What are you playing at, and how does that help you when you have to put your head down on those runs?
Yeah, I'm fluctuating right now. I can go between 215 and 225 any week. In the summer I was 232. My metabolism's just really high right now, so it's hard to keep it up sometimes. But no matter, I could play a game at 210. I'm gonna run like I'm 230, just because that's I don't know, that's how I was raised, I guess.
What was your interaction with Jeff this week and during the game tonight, as far as maybe helping you out, doing some reads, doing some quarterback things?
That stuff, all the on the field stuff, telling me, hey, they're doing this, they're doing that. That's great. But the thing that Jeff did best was, telling me that how much he believed in me, how much he was behind me, no matter what. Even through the game, all the touchdowns that we had, all the ups and downs that we had. There's a couple drives where I was like 0 for 3. I was like, I came off the field thinking, crap, like, am I going to be able to keep doing this? And just keep your head up, just keep pushing, bro. That goes way further than anything that he could say about, hey, they're running this coverage.
How much confidence in that defense being as good as it is give you?
Well, before the game, I told Luke that if we could just score 3 points and win, that'd be awesome. So that should, the confidence I have in them to be able to throw a shutout. They got a late score on, I don't know. We always want a fourth quarter shutout. But the fact that they held them to 3 points, really, we could have we could have stopped scoring after the first drive and won that game. And so the confidence that gives the offense is awesome. But we also have to learn, going into the fourth quarter, we were all telling each other, keep the pedal to the metal, foot on their throat, like, let's finish this.
You looked really comfortable doing those quarterback option runs. How accustomed to that style of play were you before this staff, and how have you developed in that aspect of the game?
Yeah, that goes back to my first year, Adrian's last year. We did a lot of that. We practiced a lot of that. I got a whole lot of reps at that my freshman year. I wasn't as big or really as fast back then, but I learned, what to see, how to read it, when to pitch it. And so all that stuff just kind of comes together. And, I think that's a part of the offense that we can utilize every drive, especially when we need a play. The fact that the defense has to account for me as a runner, I think gives us a huge advantage.
That drive in the third quarter, you guys converted, I think, 3 third downs, the 3rd and 15 at Thomas. How big a jolt was that just to finish strong the way you did?
Yeah, that's something that we've been emphasizing all week. Number one was take care of the ball. Like, we can't fumble snaps, we can't fumble the ball, can't throw picks. And so I think we did a fantastic job of that. And then converting third downs was another big one for us. Trying to stay on the field because, obviously we know our defense is going to shut them out, 99% of the time. And so as long as we can stay on the field and push the field, if we can, even if we don't score a drive, if we put them inside the 20, our defense is probably not going to let them score. So that was a huge, huge point of emphasis this week.
What's it like in that moment, Heinrich, when you guys start well and then immediately on the next drive you have something that goes against you, and it's in that realm of things that have plagued this team for the first 2 games? How did you see guys around you respond to that, just emotionally?
Yeah, it was tough because even though we have a couple new guys in from different places, different transfers, freshmen of that nature, in the back of our head, there's always the guys that have been here for 3 years now. And you just start thinking like, oh crap, like Michigan, my freshman year, just all those games that we just kind of threw away, that we just shot ourselves in the foot. But tonight, we went full speed ahead. I don't think any of us were thinking about, we got too tight or, we can't fumble the ball here. So I think that's big for taking a step forward, not playing too tight, but also taking care of the ball.
Anything else, Ryder?
What's your chemistry with Thomas? He's your roommate. It worked out last week. Couple big plays tonight. Just talk about having some comfortability with him. Yeah,
I've been throwing to Thomas since sophomore, junior year of high school on a 7-on-7 team. We've known each other for that long. It goes way further than just on the field. If he trusts me, I trust him. There's one that probably should have been a pick, but I know where to throw it to Thomas. I put it about 12 feet where no one else can get it. Let the big boys play. And if I wouldn't have put it that high, it probably would have been a pick. And so just that level of chemistry with Thomas and Gabe too. The meshes. I've thrown to Gabe for 3 years now, in the backyard, in the living room. And so we've grinded together. Those two have had some injuries, some setbacks. I've had my setbacks, and we've just kept pushing. And it was really rewarding tonight just for it to all come together.
All right, thank you.
Been playing here for a long time.
how well is this defense playing right now over the course of your career? How well is this group playing right now?
This group is just playing as a, very ferocious, unit all around. No matter whether we subbing guys in or not, it looks the same throughout the game. We just try to go out there and dominate.
Are you surprised, impressed that you guys have all picked this up so quickly, a different scheme, and it's just a handful of games?
I'm not really surprised just because all of the work we put in before going into the season, whether it was just 7-on-7s or just OTAs, just stuff like that. So, it was always the work we just put in.
One of the first drives of the game, they're starting on your 5-yard line after the turnover. What do you see from the guys there? You push them back.
Oh, it's just, a what's next mentality. Just making sure, no matter what happens, just make sure them guys don't get in the end zone, just getting the ball back to our offense. That's the only thing on our mind.
Not that your career, you didn't play with a pass rush. Not like this one. What's it like to play with a pass rush that gets to the quarterback as often as this group does?
It's great, man. Just, I be telling them guys, man, I love them guys, man. It's just great to be close with your, just the whole defense as a whole, playing for your brother, knowing that, I hold this guy up for a long amount of time, they're going to get to the quarterback. So, it's just a great feeling.
Not that you didn't expect the offense to do some things, but starting Heinrich tonight, his first start, did the defense kind of have that mentality, like, go shut them out, basically, go win this game, no matter how many points are scored?
Yeah, we had that mentality going into this game, man. We put our faith in H. We know how good of a player he is, and we was behind him. And we was like, man, no matter what you do, we're gonna get that ball back to you, and just keep on playing, keep doing what you're doing, and we behind him.
What kind of leadership did you see from him as the game went on, especially as he got comfortable in the second half?
Yeah, he got he got comfortable throughout the practice. Just seeing him, his confidence go up, and just seeing him step into that role. He wasn't scared at all. And the guys were behind him 100%.
You think you had that pick?
Most definitely. I think so. Most definitely. Yeah, I think I did. Man, yeah.
Anything else for you? Okay.
Appreciate it.
How comfortable was it to finally get, really play meaningful snaps and get out on the, field and score a touchdown?
Yeah,
meaningful touchdown.
Yeah, it felt great. Obviously, anyway, like I said last week, scoring and helping contribute to the team, and like you said, in meaningful ways is always great anyway. So yeah, it felt great to go do what I've been working towards.
Harburg was saying you guys have been thrown with each other since you were like sophomores or juniors in high school, or 7-on-7 stuff. How much does that just connection help in certain moments?
Sure, more than you know. That helps a lot, and then just the fact that we've lived together for 3 years until a few months ago. We just finally moved out of it. We all just kind of parted ways, but we have that connection and we have that trust and bond built already. So it's just, everything's there. We just got to go kind of light up the show, So that's what we did.
Did you think he was throwing it away? The 3rd and 15, that was such a big play where you came down with it. What were you seeing on that play, I guess?
I was just trying to make a play. He threw it. He said that he kind of just seen me come out of nowhere and threw it a little bit out of bounds where I could get it. So that's what I did, and it was a big turning point. I felt like in momentum a little bit in that 3rd down. It was 3rd and 15. So I think it helped just kind of set the tone for that drive. And yeah, I think it was just big for him and I. Sure.
He rolls out on that play, and that's not probably the way you would prefer that play to go, where he's got to move that far and you're on the sidelines. But how much of the past that you two have, and just that you've been on a field together for however many years, impacts your ability to connect there?
Yeah, it's just kind of got to go back to it's just like playing in the backyard football. Go make some plays. It doesn't happen the way we think it is. We're out there just kind of making plays, and I think that this connection we have, he knows I'm down there, and gonna throw it to me and let me go make a play.
It's just like when you talk about competing with him as a high school kid. He was in Kearney and you're in Council Bluffs. He was just coming up to Omaha for Warren Academy stuff.
Yep.
What was going on there that you formed that?
Yeah, he'd come out to Warren Academy. I remember we had a Warren Academy tryouts, and I didn't know who he was at the time. Obviously, we were probably sophomores in high school, so everything was kind of booming. and he was like the only kid that was throwing missiles at the camp. I was like, okay, I like catching with him. I want to catch with him. He's making each ball tough and challenging, and he just put it in there. So I remember that pretty vividly, honestly. So every time he was up, I try to go up because I like just the heat that you put on the ball. So I think just throughout the years, every rep that we built has made a difference.
As somebody who's known him for a long time, what has it meant to you to see, you know, him not making the travel roster last year to starting today and playing pretty well?
Oh, it means everything. I told him that today. Obviously, I haven't played a ton either, so I told him I was proud of him, and you know, it means a lot to me, and just to see him go out there and be successful. And I think today he flipped the switch. I've seen H in a lot of different moments, and today he just flipped the switch. He took control of the game and made the game his. And I think, you know, it's something to build off of, and I'm glad that he did that because he took a leadership role and ran with it. So I think he did a great job.
That flip the switch moment, was there something like specific that you saw that he did that, or just him going out there today?
I mean, nothing in specific. I think he just was very vocal, and he came up like, you know, I don't know when he learned or if he learned that he got the, you know, the nod for the start today. I don't know what happened there, but I think, you know, just throughout this week and throughout today, he just, you know, flipped the switch the whole time and took a huge vocal role and started becoming a leader, and you could just see him step into that role, especially tonight.
So like just watching your defense play right now, and also knowing, you know, if you do have a drive that stalls out and you give them a long field to work with, they're playing at a pretty high level right now.
Oh yeah, our defense is playing crazy right now. It's fun to watch them go to work, and shoot, I go against it every day. So it's a great defense to play off of, and I know we have a bunch of ballers on defense that, you know, make the game easier for us. It's an offense.
What went through your mind when you caught the touchdown pass, first one at Memorial Stadium, and did you kind of have a little message there when you after you caught that? Say something to the crowd?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was to answer your first part, it was a dream come true. I mean, I pretty much was born in a Huskers outfit. I think I've said that before, but yeah, you know, I had a little message, and I think everyone knows what it meant. I mean, I'm not where I want to be, I never will be, like I've always say, but you know, it's one step every day, and you know, just you know, everyone who doesn't believe in me and everyone who does, that's the only thing that matters. The people that do believe.
How much has that fueled you through the last 2 years?
Feels great. It's just I guess to prove myself and prove to everybody that no matter what happens to you, you can put your mind to something. You're gonna be great as whatever you do. If you say whatever you say is gonna happen. You say what you want, not what you don't want.
Anything else for Thomas? All right.
You have 5 tackles, 2.5 TFLs in the first quarter. It just felt good to you right off the bat. Can you kind of describe how it was going?
Yeah, no, it felt good. Definitely. Credit to the other guys setting edges and making the ball cut back to me, but it was really awesome to have that much momentum after the first quarter on defense.
How much fun is that on a defense like tonight? Where I mean, they didn't have 100 yards, so that last drive, could you just sense the confidence of everybody as that game was going?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It was really awesome. I mean, those are the funnest games playing defensively when you're just shutting everything they do down. They tried to run the ball, you stop the run. They're trying to pass it, you're getting sacks, and the back end's doing their job too. I mean, those are the best games to play in defensively.
And what was that locker room like with Coach Rule? You know, getting his first win here. Was there kind of a special moment attached to that?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun just getting in there, and Trap talked to us and just congratulated Coach Rule, and everyone was really excited. And, really happy for him.
You get a game ball? Did he get a game ball or anything?
I think Trev. I don't know.
You get energy from the crowd?
Oh yeah, no, the crowd was awesome tonight. You know, Husker fans are going to show up no matter what, and they're the best friends in the country for a reason. No matter how good or bad things are going, they're the best fans out there.
Other questions, guys? All good? All right.
Thanks, guys.